Have you ever wondered why some couples seem to have an amazing sex life, even after decades together, while others struggle with intimacy? In today's video, we will uncover some surprising and lesser-known facts about sexual health, attraction, and intimacy, especially for those of us over 50. You'll learn tips to keep your relationship exciting and your pleasure intense, and how simple changes can make a huge difference in your intimate life. Stick around until the end. This isn't just about physical techniques. It's about understanding the deeper connections that make intimacy truly fulfilling. Why should you watch until the end? Well, research has shown that as we age, our bodies and desires change. But that doesn't mean good sex is over. In fact, with the right knowledge, you can discover new ways to enjoy intimacy and reconnect with your partner. Whether you're struggling with erectile dysfunction, looking to enhance your pleasure, or curious about the surprising science behind female arousal, this video has practical advice that can help. You'll learn that small adjustments, like the right position, understanding your partner's needs, or even something as simple as wearing socks, can make a world of difference. You'll find out why oral sex is often the key to her pleasure, and how a little creativity can ensure you're both enjoying intimacy well into your golden years. Plus, I'll share some fascinating facts you might not know, like how the smell of pumpkins can help with erections, and why women sometimes fake orgasms. So, stay tuned to discover these insights and more, and I promise, you won't want to miss a single moment of the video. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Research has consistently shown that women, on average, think about their appearance around 10 times a day. This statistic may sound like a simple number, but it reveals so much more about the way women internalize societal expectations. The constant mental pressure of how they look can weigh heavily on their self-esteem and sense of worth. This isn't merely vanity. It's the result of years of cultural conditioning that demands women conform to certain beauty standards, even as they age. Women are often judged by their physical appearance more than men, and this takes an emotional toll. The number 10 represents more than just fleeting thoughts. It's an ongoing dialogue in a woman's mind, a mix of self-assessment, self-criticism, and sometimes even self-doubt. However, this also speaks to the strength and resilience women demonstrate by constantly navigating these societal pressures while striving for self-acceptance. In a fascinating study conducted with individuals between the ages of 50 and 60, it was revealed that a surprising 91% of men and 86% of women in this age group remain sexually active. This is a powerful reminder that sexuality doesn't just disappear with age. 1 in 3 of these women engage in sexual activity at least once a week, debunking the widespread misconception that intimacy and sexual desire fade as we get older. This statistic is so meaningful because it challenges the assumption that once you reach a certain age, sexuality becomes a thing of the past. Instead, it highlights that sexual vitality is just as relevant in our later years, and can even evolve, taking on a different but equally significant form of connection. This is a true testament to the fact that intimacy is not bound by age. It can deepen with time, becoming a richer part of life. On the topic of intimacy, there's an intriguing technique that comes from research, revealing that by squeezing the base of the penis, a man can prevent ejaculation, no matter how close he may be to climax. Surprisingly, this trick is used by actors in pornographic films, not on screen but off camera, to maintain control and prolong their performance. This is an example of the level of technique and discipline that often goes unnoticed when we watch adult films. It's almost as if there's a behind-the-scenes world of strategies and self-control at play. The fact that this technique is employed off-camera speaks to the intricacies of maintaining an illusion of endless desire and stamina, an illusion that is often sold to the public as reality. This highlights just how much of what we see in adult content is designed to manipulate perceptions of sexual performance. After sexual encounters, many women tend to seek out a conversation, a deeper connection, or even a simple moment of affection. This is not just a casual desire. It's a fundamental need for women to emotionally bond after sharing an intimate experience. For women, sex isn't merely about physical release. It's about emotional intimacy, about feeling seen and heard. This post-coital communication can feel like an extension of the connection they just shared with their partner, as it provides a space to reflect, laugh, and deepen the bond. It's a beautiful and often overlooked part of intimacy that highlights how emotional fulfillment is as important, if not more so, than physical satisfaction. It speaks to the need for intimacy that transcends the physical, highlighting the importance of feeling emotionally valued and supported after a shared experience. Interestingly, women typically take longer to become aroused when watching explicit content compared to men. This means that, for many women, arousal is a more gradual process, one that requires patience, time, and understanding. Unlike the often immediate and visual nature of male arousal, female arousal is frequently linked to emotional stimulation and a slower buildup of desire. It's a reminder for those in intimate relationships to approach sex with the same patience and attention that women show when building emotional connections. It's about taking the time to understand each other's needs and creating a space for those desires to bloom naturally. If men are in a rush to move things forward, they may miss the opportunity to truly connect on a deeper, more meaningful level. Acknowledging this difference in arousal patterns can open the door to more fulfilling and respectful intimacy, where both partners feel valued and heard. There's also an interesting fact about the human body that's worth noting. Sneezing is the only physiological response, aside from orgasms, that cannot be voluntarily stopped once it has started. Think about it for a second. Whether it's a sneeze or an orgasm, when these processes begin, there's no stopping them. It's an automatic, uncontrollable reaction from our bodies, reminding us that sometimes we are just along for the ride. Both of these moments, though vastly different, highlight the beautiful and sometimes overwhelming unpredictability of human biology. It's fascinating how our bodies can take control and push us into moments of intense pleasure or reaction, making us feel both vulnerable and alive at the same time. These involuntary responses serve as a reminder that we are, in many ways, governed by our physicality, and learning to embrace these moments can bring a sense of liberation and connection to our bodies. When it comes to adult content, studies have shown that 93% of men between the ages of 18 and 56 watch pornography. It's a statistic that sheds light on the ubiquitous nature of porn in our society. But the question that follows is, what impact does this consumption have on relationships, self-esteem, and intimacy? While porn can sometimes offer an outlet for fantasy and exploration, it can also set unrealistic expectations for sexual performance and emotional connection. The gap between the fantasies depicted on screen and the realities of intimate relationships can create confusion, insecurity, and even dissatisfaction. This is why it's so crucial to foster communication about these issues in relationships, to ensure that both partners understand each other's desires, boundaries, and expectations. On the other hand, research has also found that 85% of women get aroused when men suck on their fingers. This simple act of tenderness and attention to detail speaks volumes about what many women crave during intimate moments: thoughtfulness, care, and a sense of connection. It's a small but intimate gesture that can enhance sexual pleasure and reinforce the emotional bond between partners. It's interesting how such a subtle touch can have such a powerful effect, and it's a reminder that intimacy is not just about grand gestures, but also about the little moments that truly connect us. In the end, this information shines a light on the complexity of human intimacy, desire, and connection. These studies and facts illustrate that intimacy is not just physical. It is deeply emotional and psychological as well. It's about understanding each other's bodies, desires, and needs, and nurturing a relationship that is built on mutual respect, love, and communication. The more we learn about these dynamics, the more we can foster deeper, more fulfilling connections, not just with others, but with ourselves. Intimacy is an ongoing journey of discovery, one that is always evolving and constantly revealing new layers of connection, emotion, and understanding. Married men often find themselves masturbating more frequently, and this is not just a random occurrence. it's linked to something deeply physiological. The reason behind this increase lies in the relationship between regular sex and testosterone production. When men engage in frequent sexual activity, their bodies naturally begin producing more testosterone, which in turn leads to a heightened sense of arousal and sexual drive. This is an extraordinary process that goes beyond just the physical. This surge in testosterone can make men feel more energized, more confident, and even more emotionally attuned to their partner. It's a natural, biological response that helps fuel desire, and when directed with care and intimacy, it enhances the emotional bond in a relationship as well. In a way, it's like unlocking a new level of connection, both physically and emotionally, through the natural chemistry of the body. Now, let's turn to the experiences of women, because understanding their needs and desires can create a much more enriching, fulfilling relationship for both partners. For many women, the greatest pleasure during sex comes not from penetration but from oral stimulation. Studies and anecdotal evidence consistently show that oral sex is often the key to unlocking more intense pleasure for women. The delicate touch, the intimacy, the attention to her body. This kind of stimulation can reach a level of satisfaction that surpasses many other forms of sexual interaction. But here's the thing. This pleasure doesn't happen in a vacuum. It's about trust, communication, and an understanding of each other's needs. When partners are willing to explore what truly excites and pleases their significant other, it can transform an already good relationship into something extraordinary. However, some factors can get in the way of a woman reaching orgasm. One particularly surprising barrier: cold feet. While it may sound trivial, it turns out that something as simple as chilly toes can prevent a woman from fully relaxing and enjoying the moment. Research found that when women wear socks during intercourse, the likelihood of reaching orgasm increases dramatically, from just 50% to 80%. This small but significant detail highlights how vital comfort and warmth can be in achieving that peak of pleasure. It's not just about the physical mechanics. It's about creating an environment where both partners feel relaxed, comfortable, and truly in tune with each other. But even with the best intentions, many men don't realize that a significant number of women fake orgasms. It's estimated that 60% of women between the ages of 45 and 60 admit to pretending during sex. That statistic is heartbreaking. No one should ever feel the need to fake pleasure in a relationship. Yet many women may feel that their partner isn't fully attuned to their needs, or that expressing dissatisfaction might damage the intimacy they share. It's a silent struggle, one that undermines the authenticity of the sexual connection. This is where men can make all the difference, by being present, patient, and genuinely interested in their partner's pleasure. By actively engaging in communication and learning what excites and satisfies their partner, men can ensure that both partners experience true intimacy. If you're serious about creating a lasting and fulfilling sexual connection, I truly recommend checking out our course. It offers practical advice and strategies that can help couples reignite their passion and create deeper, more meaningful connections in the bedroom. When it comes to sexual health, there are other factors at play too. Many people don't realize that something as simple as blood sugar levels can affect desire. Low blood glucose can leave you feeling sluggish and uninterested in sex. The good news? You don't need to drastically change your lifestyle to overcome this challenge. A simple treat like a scoop of ice cream after dinner can be a perfect way to boost your energy and bring some extra pleasure into your next intimate moment. Sometimes, small indulgences can have a big impact on the way we feel, both physically and emotionally. And speaking of aging, it's so important to address a pervasive myth that affects many people. There's this damaging belief that once you reach a certain age, say 50, 60, or even 70, your sex life is over. But let me tell you, that couldn't be further from the truth. Age may bring about changes, but it certainly doesn't signal the end of passionate, fulfilling sex. In fact, with the right information, an open mindset, and a sense of creativity, you can enhance your sexual experiences as you grow older. Many older individuals, despite their changing bodies, find that their intimacy improves with age. There's a newfound appreciation for the subtleties of pleasure, a greater willingness to communicate openly with a partner, and often, a delightful sense of humor that only comes with experience. These are the very things that can lead to deeper, more enjoyable sexual encounters. With creativity, humor, and a desire to explore, any physical or emotional challenge can be overcome. Aging doesn't mean giving up on a fulfilling sex life. It's an opportunity to rediscover the joy of intimacy in new and exciting ways. Don't let age be an obstacle to your happiness and connection with your partner. Instead, embrace it as an opportunity to explore, learn, and build even more meaningful connections. In the end, the secret to great sex is about more than just physical pleasure. It's about building trust, maintaining communication, and being open to change. Whether you're in your 30s, 50s, or even your 70s, sex can remain an exciting and intimate part of your life as long as you're willing to invest in it. And remember, it's never too late to embrace new experiences and improve your sexual relationship. The best is yet to come. The average age at which men typically begin their sexual experiences is around 16, while women tend to begin their sexual journeys a bit earlier, at around 15 years old. This difference is something that often goes unnoticed, but it is significant because it highlights how our experiences with intimacy and relationships can shape us differently, depending on when we first begin exploring them. For some, these early experiences might seem thrilling, exciting, or even validating. But the reality is that many of us may not fully understand the emotional and physical consequences of these encounters until much later. The fact that many women, when asked about their online dating experiences, admitted that they regretted some of the dates they had with men they met on the internet is a stark reminder of how important it is to approach these connections with caution and awareness. Online dating can offer convenience and the thrill of the unknown, but it also opens the door to encounters where individuals may not be fully forthcoming about their intentions or true selves. It's easy to get swept up in the excitement of the moment, but we must take a step back and assess whether we feel truly safe, valued, and respected. It's crucial to engage in these situations with a sense of mindfulness and integrity, so we avoid falling into regrettable situations that can leave emotional scars. In a more unexpected and lighthearted way, there's something about the simple things in life that can have surprising effects on our bodies. Take the humble pumpkin, for instance. Believe it or not, the smell of pumpkins, whether it's during the autumn months or just when you're walking past a patch, can stimulate blood flow to the penis, helping to enhance an erection. It's curious how something so subtle in our environment, something we often associate with fall festivities or seasonal flavors, can have an actual impact on our biology. The power of scents is truly extraordinary, and it's fascinating how our bodies respond to them in ways we never anticipated. Nature holds so many secrets that we have yet to fully understand, and even the simplest of things can have remarkable effects on our physical and emotional well-being. When we shift our attention to the more modern aspects of our lives, it's quite striking how much technology has ingrained itself into our intimate experiences. A staggering 35% of individuals under the age of 35 admit to checking their social media accounts immediately after having sex. Think about that for a moment. After sharing a deeply personal and vulnerable moment with a partner, the first instinct for so many is to pick up their phones and check what's happening on their feeds. It speaks volumes about how intertwined our digital lives have become with our real, human experiences. While it's natural to want to stay connected to the world around us, it also raises the question: are we sacrificing the present moment and the connection we've just shared with our partner for the sake of an external validation that may not even be meaningful? It's a sad reality that so many of us struggle to be fully present in the moments that matter the most, especially when intimacy and human connection are at the forefront. Moving on to the physical aspect of intimacy, one thing that often comes up in conversations about sexual pleasure is the anatomy of the female body. The average length of the vagina ranges from 8 to 10 centimeters, which means that, for the most part, an average-sized penis can provide ample pleasure during intercourse, as long as it's used in the right way. The key here is not just physical size, but how well you understand your partner's body and needs. A true connection comes from being present, communicating openly, and paying attention to your partner's cues. There is no substitute for understanding the nuances of physical intimacy and what feels right for the person you're with. It's not about trying to perform, or fit some narrow standard of masculinity. It's about the bond you share and how you're able to meet each other's needs, both emotionally and physically. As long as there's genuine care and mutual respect, the actual size of the body parts involved becomes secondary. What truly matters is the intimacy, the trust, and the emotional connection that are cultivated during your time together. Now, when we consider the dynamics of intimacy, one position that many couples find helps them maintain closeness while also allowing them to last longer in bed is when both partners are seated. In this position, the woman wraps her legs around the man's back, aligning their pelvises perfectly for penetration. This position not only facilitates deeper connection but also allows for greater physical contact, which can be incredibly meaningful during moments of intimacy. The arms are free in this position, which opens up the possibility of embracing one another, holding each other tightly, and feeling the warmth of your partner's body. There's something so profoundly emotional about the ability to hold each other in a way that connects both your bodies and hearts. The slow and deliberate movements in this position allow for a deeper connection and a shared rhythm that enhances the experience for both individuals. However, it's crucial to acknowledge that there is still a significant portion of women who struggle to experience orgasm. Studies show that about 25 to 30% of women have never reached orgasm. This statistic is heartbreaking because it highlights how many women go through sexual encounters without ever truly experiencing the peak of pleasure they deserve. This is not only a physical issue but an emotional one as well. It speaks to the broader issue of how often women's pleasure is overlooked or not fully understood, both by themselves and their partners. We must engage in conversations about intimacy with greater honesty and openness, focusing on what makes our partners feel good and encouraging communication about their desires and needs. As we become more aware of these challenges, we can work together to foster a sexual environment that is more fulfilling and satisfying for everyone involved. For those who may be concerned about the shape of their bodies, specifically a penis that curves downward, there's a position that can work particularly well to ensure greater comfort and satisfaction for both partners. The doggy-style position is often recommended for individuals with this particular anatomical feature, as the angle of the penetration in this position can complement the downward curve. This combination allows for deeper penetration and can help facilitate ejaculation, making it a great choice for couples who are navigating this particular challenge. It's a reminder that there is no perfect body and that sexual experiences can be customized to meet the unique needs of each person. The beauty of intimacy lies in the way we adapt and find solutions that work for us, allowing both partners to feel seen, heard, and valued. In the end, intimacy and sexuality are complex, multifaceted experiences that go far beyond the physical act itself. They are deeply connected to our emotions, our sense of self-worth, and our relationships with others. By approaching intimacy with openness, care, and a genuine desire to understand and support our partners, we create an environment where pleasure, connection, and emotional fulfillment can flourish. The journey towards sexual satisfaction and fulfillment is ongoing, and with patience, communication, and mutual respect, we can build stronger, more intimate relationships that stand the test of time. Sexual intimacy is a complex and deeply personal experience, and there's so much more to it than what meets the eye. One of the most surprising aspects of female pleasure is that around 18% of women are capable of reaching vaginal orgasms independently, without the direct help of a partner. This can happen when women use sex toys or engage in self-penetration with their fingers. What's fascinating about this is that it reflects how empowered women can be in discovering their pleasure, without needing anyone else to guide them. It's a powerful testament to the idea that women are fully capable of exploring and enjoying their bodies in ways that are uniquely their own. These women have mastered their bodies, and it's not just about the physical aspect but the emotional and mental connection they've forged with themselves. At the same time, about 80% of women experience orgasm primarily through clitoral stimulation. This fact underscores just how vital it is for both partners to understand and acknowledge the importance of the clitoris in female pleasure. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach to sexuality. It's about being aware of the variety of ways in which a woman's body can respond and the different types of stimulation that may or may not bring her to orgasm. The complexity of female sexuality is often underestimated, and this highlights the need for open communication, sensitivity, and an eagerness to explore together, without the pressure of achieving orgasm in a specific way. In addition to understanding the diverse ways women can experience pleasure, we should also consider some smaller but equally important aspects of intimacy that can enhance the overall experience. For example, deep breathing during sex can be incredibly beneficial. When a man takes deep, controlled breaths, it has been shown to temporarily interrupt the ejaculatory reflex, allowing him to last longer in the moment. This simple technique can make a huge difference in the pacing of sexual activity, and it can help both partners focus on the emotional connection rather than just the physical mechanics. It's a wonderful reminder that sex isn't just about performance. It's about creating a space where both partners can connect deeply, be present, and enjoy the experience without rushing through it. When it comes to positioning, many people mistakenly believe that bigger is always better. But when it comes to sex, it's really about finding what works for both partners and their unique bodies. For men who might feel insecure about having a smaller penis, it can be comforting to know that there are positions that allow both partners to experience greater pleasure. One of the best positions for those with a smaller penis is a variation of doggy style, where the woman is partially lying down and her legs are closer together. This position allows for more intimate contact and a tighter sensation, which can increase pleasure for both parties. It's a powerful reminder that intimacy isn't about size. It's about the connection you share and the trust you build with each other. By exploring these positions and being open to what works for your body, you can create a fulfilling and meaningful sexual experience, regardless of physical limitations. As we get older, our expectations around intimacy may change. After the age of 50, the notion of intercourse as the focal point of sexual pleasure starts to shift. While intercourse is still an option for many, it doesn't have to be the only way to feel close and connected with your partner. When sex is reduced to just the act of penetration, it can create unnecessary pressure and anxiety, especially if the body isn't functioning the way it used to. It's so important to understand that intimacy can take many forms, and we should never feel limited by age or ability. The true beauty of intimacy comes from finding new ways to connect, whether that's through touch, affection, communication, or simply spending quality time together. Learning to enjoy the other forms of affection and emotional connection can be just as rewarding, if not more so, than the physical act of intercourse itself. Another key to maintaining a fulfilling sex life as we age is staying active and engaged with our bodies. One of the most effective ways to enhance sexual health and vitality, even into older age, is to avoid a sedentary lifestyle. Regular movement and physical activity can have a profound impact on overall health, including sexual function. Even something as simple as a morning walk can boost circulation, improve energy levels, and ultimately help improve sexual function. Similarly, adopting a healthier diet, particularly one that's low in fat and rich in nutrients, can provide the energy and stamina needed for both physical and emotional intimacy. It's truly amazing how small lifestyle changes can have such a huge impact on our sexual well-being. Taking care of your body is a lifelong investment that pays off not just in the bedroom, but in every other area of life. Finally, it's important to recognize the vast and often overlooked range of ways that women can experience sexual pleasure. It's not just about clitoral stimulation or vaginal penetration. There are other ways that women can achieve orgasm, including through anal stimulation. Many women can experience anal orgasms, particularly when the G-spot is stimulated from the back. This aspect of pleasure may be less talked about, but is no less important in exploring the diverse ways in which sexual satisfaction can be achieved. This just goes to show that there is no one-size-fits-all when it comes to intimacy, and the key to truly fulfilling sexual experiences lies in communication, experimentation, and trust. By being open to new experiences and being attentive to your partner's desires, you can create a much deeper and more rewarding intimate connection. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. As someone who values emotional depth and connection in relationships, I believe it's vital to approach sex with an open mind, regardless of age. Our bodies may change, but our capacity for intimacy, joy, and love only grows as we mature. Aging should not be seen as a barrier to pleasure, but rather an opportunity to explore new ways to connect with our partners. It's not about meeting society's expectations or comparing ourselves to others. It's about savoring the unique bond you share with your partner and appreciating the beauty in every moment of intimacy. Age should be seen as a gift that allows you to embrace the complexities of sexual pleasure, not as an obstacle to overcome. Through honest communication, shared exploration, and a commitment to nurturing your relationship, intimacy can continue to thrive, enriching both your physical and emotional connection. When it comes to discussions about size, a small penis is generally considered to measure less than 12 centimeters, while anything over 17 centimeters is often seen as large. However, the concept of size is just a small part of the larger picture when it comes to intimate satisfaction. True intimacy is not just about measurements. It's about connection, emotional resonance, and the understanding that pleasure doesn't solely depend on physical dimensions. In my personal experience, maintaining a high level of arousal is far more about rhythm and emotional engagement than the size of one's body. I believe that taking small breaks during intimacy is one of the most beautiful ways to keep the fire alive. Pausing penetration movements for just a moment to kiss, caress, or engage in a bit of oral sex is powerful. Those moments of tenderness and closeness, when you just focus on the sensations of the kiss or the warmth of the skin, create an emotional bond that deepens the experience. Oral sex, in particular, can become an incredibly intimate act. I've found that when both the clitoris and anus are stimulated simultaneously, the woman experiences an intensity of pleasure that can be unlike anything else. This dual stimulation offers a level of satisfaction that is both physically and emotionally fulfilling. When it comes to the physical aspect, the importance of movement cannot be understated. Short, deep movements have proven to be effective at prolonging pleasure and delaying ejaculation. It's as if these movements allow a person to savor the moment, holding on to that feeling of ecstasy for just a little longer. On the other hand, long, deep thrusts tend to intensify arousal for the man. The deeper the movement, the more it can stir the feeling of connection, intimacy, and desire. It's almost as if each movement becomes a language of its own, speaking volumes in ways that words cannot express. At the end of the day, intimacy is not about reaching some idealized standard. It's about connecting with your partner in a way that is emotionally, mentally, and physically fulfilling. Size is not the defining factor. It's the love, care, and attention we give to one another during those intimate moments that truly create the magic. So, what have you learned from today's video? Take a moment to reflect on the surprising insights we've uncovered. Whether it's discovering new ways to enhance pleasure, understanding the hidden science behind attraction, or learning how simple changes can make a huge difference in your intimate life. I want to know what resonated with you. Comment below with one thing you've learned today that you plan to bring into practice in your life. Think about the small changes you can make. Whether it's adjusting positions, understanding your partner's needs more deeply, or simply getting creative in how you connect. What's one tip you're excited to try, or a fact that made you reconsider how you approach intimacy? Share it with us below. Your thoughts could inspire someone else to make a positive change in their relationships. Remember, intimacy is about more than just physical techniques. It's about the emotional connection, communication, and trust you build with your partner. It's these deeper bonds that truly make a lasting difference. So, if today's video sparked any new ideas or gave you a fresh perspective, I encourage you to take action and start integrating these insights into your life. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more valuable content like this. By subscribing, you'll stay up to date on all our future videos filled with tips, research, and insights that will help you lead a more connected, fulfilling life. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts and experiences. See you in the next video.